Hello, Sid.
Wait a second.
Now I'm on the Toastmasters meeting.
Now,
Yeah.
okay.
Afternoon.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, it's better. Get overheat.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Yeah,
You need any words?
they have one, I think. Let me go to take a look. They have one. Mm. Mm. Let me see. Predisposition.
Oh, predisposition. That
Yeah.
means you have something internally that already favors your ability to understand something.
Benson.
Well,
Hey,
he predisposition excel in that because when he was young, he had some early training.
Oh, okay.
What? Okay, working. What? Hey,
hey, Sanaj.
get a new stand. So let me see. Does that make sense? Stand like that.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Sip.
Again. Can you hear me?
I can copy the feedback form here.
What did you say, Maggie?
I said I can copy the feedback form in the chat here.
Oh,
I'm doing that right now. Okay, so slow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi,
Hello.
Sim. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Jeff. Hey, Benson.
Hey.
Hi, Sanuj.
Hello. Is Vincent on the call? I don't see him.
I don't see him either.
Okay,
I
that's
can-
interesting.
Yeah, you're like a ghost, Vincent.
Are you sure?
I'll show you my participants list. I thought I heard him earlier, and then I thought maybe I was hallucinating, but
I don't see him here. Maybe he dropped off.
Was he here earlier?
I think he just said yeah, didn't he?
Yeah, can you hear me?
That's
Yes.
good.
Vincent, yeah. No, Vincent. Is Vincent? Vincent, are you on the call? No, he's not. That's weird.
Here.
Yes, I should.
I don't see Vincent.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, Vincent.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Joanne isn't here yet.
Oh, the first speaker,
Yes. She's not here yet. We could start with Jeff. If she's late. Sonia just said she won't make it.
Put it here.
hmm,
Oh,
Okay. I hook up here. Oh, okay, now it makes sense. Oh, that's better.
you said Jeff? It's 5 past, isn't it?
All right, should I
So,
Sergeant at arm, right? Should I start the meeting or?
yeah, I think we should start and Jeff can be speaker 1. So today we've got 2 main speakers. Joanne was supposed to go first for the icebreaker, but unless she comes in just now, let's start with Jeff, who was going to be the second speaker. Jeff, you were giving an impromptu speech, is that correct?
Sorry.
What was your speech?
I don't know the title.
Oh, yeah.
Joanne
Join,
is here.
join, yeah.
Joanne is here. Okay, so we're gonna go with Joanne first. Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Okay, so now that you're here, let's start the meeting.
All right.
All right. So we have 2 main speakers today. Joanne, who's going to give us her icebreaker speech, and then Jeff will be our second speaker. And then we'll move on to table topics and end with evaluations as usual. We need to confirm the roles. I have for table topics master Sanuj. Is that, yeah? Evaluator for the first speech, Brian. Yes. For the second speech, Mary. Mary, will you be evaluating the second speech? Jeff's speech? Mary, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I was muted. Yes,
Okay.
am the second evaluator for Jeff's speech.
Okay, great. Then all ready to go, Benson. Denny, okay, the American was supposed to be Daniel, who's not here yet, and we also need a general evaluator. So, there aren't that many of us yet. So who would like to take these roles?
I can be the Marion.
Maggie, American,
Marion.
okay. And general evaluator, who's volunteering?
I go, no, I probably shouldn't. Never mind.
Yeah, you going for it, Brian?
Well,
No?
I can be you today, but I definitely cannot be Toastmaster for next week. So just keep
Oh,
that in
okay,
mind.
all right. Keeping that in mind, okay. All right, so Brian, but not Toastmaster for next
Okay,
week.
I'll
Okay,
yeah, RMG.
okay. All right, so let us begin. Oh yes, still, the ball is still in my court. So the theme for today is nature versus nurture. And the word of the day is predisposition, which whose definition is a tendency to behave in a particular way, inherited or developed over time. For example, his predisposition toward anxiety made him cautious in unfamiliar surroundings, unfamiliar settings. And we are now going to move to the speeches, to the main speakers. Joanne, we welcome you and look forward to your icebreaker speech. Go for it.
Is it going to be 4 to 6 minutes or 6 to 8?
Right, so I will let our timer, Benson, explain that to you, how it works.
Oh, yeah, it depends on your preparation. It both okay as long as you let me know when what the time frame you want.
Okay, around 4 minutes, I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah, the icebreaker project is 4 to 6 minutes
Okay.
speech.
Okay, 4 to
Okay,
6 then. Mhm.
so which means you will show green at 4, yellow at 5, and red at 6. Is that correct, Benson?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
All right. Over to you, Joanne.
Okay, so the speech I'd like to give today is the story about how I got my driver's license. So I moved to the Bay Area in 2021, and I quickly discovered that I had to get a car because it was definitely not easy getting around. It's not easy getting around in the Bay Area. We have Caltrain, BART, and a lot of buses that don't seem to go anywhere. And moving from Chicago, it was also a huge culture shock because Chicago has a really good transit system. We have the L, and the L goes pretty much anywhere in the city. And wherever the L doesn't go, we have buses that go to through the rest of the routes. And in Chicago, I lived in the north side of the city and worked in the south side, and I never had any problems getting around. So moving to the Bay Area, it was a huge shock for me because I realized I needed to get a car. So first step to getting a car, you need to learn how to drive. I did not know how to drive. I left home at the age of 10, and I just never had the opportunity, or my parents never had the opportunity to teach me how to drive. So what did I do? I hired a driving instructor, and being a broke grad student at the time, I didn't really have a lot of resources to be throwing at driving instruction. So I hired a driving instructor, and I had driven a bit in the past. So it wasn't a totally novel experience for me. The first time I had the driving instruction, it was for about 2 hours. The driving instructor noted that I was doing really well driving. And so I decided, oh, if I'm doing really well, maybe I'm ready to take the test, the driving test. So I registered for the test, went to the DMV, and I got in the car. The driving instructor got beside me. And for some reason, whenever I get in a test-taking situation, I somehow always have this predisposition to fear. And I started the car, started driving out of the DMV, and I turned into the wrong lane. And I think I failed my driving test that day, but I think I could have won the world record for the shortest driving test ever. Because the driving instructor told me, just do a U-turn and turn back into the parking lot. And he told me the reason why I failed. And I was so consumed with fear that I didn't even realize why I failed the driving test in the moment. So after that, I was really sad. I went back home thinking of what I needed to do to become a better driver. Because for some reason, I was scared of driving and I didn't really know why. So I got a friend who helped me start driving more on weekends. So we would practice on weekends, sometimes during the week when we both had time. We would go on the highway, in neighborhood. We would go in neighborhood roads as well. And so I was ready. I felt I was ready after a while to take another driving test. I signed up for another driving test again, went to the DMV, a different DMV this time. And I failed again. And at the end of the test, I was really sad. And I was wondering, will I ever get my driving license? Because how am I going to overcome this? I just didn't know what to do. But despite that, I persevered. I kept practicing. So I kept practicing with my friend. I will practice more and more and more. And at some point, I felt, okay, I was ready to take the test again. And so I went back to the DMV and I failed again. And at this point, I had to restart the process again because after three tries, you need to take the written test again and go over the whole process again. So I was very, very devastated, but I persevered again. So I took the written test. I kept practicing, just kept at it. And then finally on my fourth try, I didn't fail. I passed. I passed the test. So I was really excited that I passed the test. And a couple of weeks ago, I was driving on the freeway at like 70 miles per hour. And I was remembering the time when I was really afraid to get behind the wheel. And it just left me wondering, there are some things that we try to do, it could be any task, and we're afraid of failing, or we're afraid that we can never do it, or we're just never going to be able to do this task. But after persevering and keeping at it for a certain amount of time, we overcome and it becomes like almost second nature to us, this particular task. And so that's something this experience reminded me of. It's just important to really persevere and keep at a task or keep trying if you want to do something that's really, or that seems to be really difficult in the moment. Yeah, so that is my icebreaker speech. Over to you, Sid.
Thank you very much, Joanne. And I don't know about everyone else, but I can certainly sympathize with your experience, having also had to learn to drive actually very late in life. I was in my 40s already. Yes, it was frightening. Yes. It's better to learn very young when you're still naive. So I'm going to paste in the chat. Oh, somebody already pasted the link to the feedback form. Wonderful. So we are now going to give everybody 1 minute to leave feedback for your speech, Joanne, using the link to the feedback form, and Benson is going to time us.
Yeah.
Let's start now.
I have a question. How do we get the responses to the form? Is that sent to us?
There should be a link at the top of that form
Okay,
that has the results.
I cannot see the
No,
form.
it's not there.
I chat. Maybe I don't.
It's in the Maggie's post or the chat from Maggie. If you see right there, it says feedback form at the end of the word of the day.
No, the results of the feedback form.
Oh, results.
So it collects all the feedback that this form collects. And it has the name of the speaker, the notes. I will find that link. I have it somewhere. Normally Vincent is really uh
Not
on
bad.
top of these links.
Brian, I have a question myself. I don't see Joanne's name. I see only guest speaker 1 and guest speaker 2.
Right.
Oh, and that's another thing. Joanna's so new that I don't think we've added her yet. So we need
Okay.
to do that. that's a.
So I guess we can even do guest speaker 1.
You could do guest speaker 1, or maybe today you can also just type it directly into chat to join.
Yes, that's probably easier.
Probably
Yeah,
better.
we can send it privately to you in the chat, right? Yes, absolutely. I remember we used to do that. So let's do that. Okay. 1 minute.
Yeah, the 1 minute is over, so maybe we can keep going and send Joanne the feedbacks.
Okay.
Or you want me to time another 1 minute? Let me know.
Yeah, time 1 minute, except
Okay.
I have yet another question. I don't see a way for me to send private feedback. How
Okay.
about you, the rest of you? Do you have that? Do you have that option?
Yeah, you are the Toastmaster. You make the decision. It's your meeting.
Yeah, but I don't see what you're seeing.
What?
I see what I'm saying. Do other people see a way in the chat to provide private feedback? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah, I don't see the link either.
The link is there in the main chat
Yeah.
from Maggie. It is
Okay.
a feedback form. Yeah, but
Yeah.
because the Joanne's name is not on the form, so we decide to send her private feedback in the private chat, if that's okay to everybody.
And I am not saying a private chat, so I am asking whether it's just
Oh,
my problem.
the interface is changed. You click the chart and you
Oh,
select the join and just select the join and send chart. Click chart.
click
Just
chat.
on the right side of join's name. You click more.
I'm
See
not
that?
seeing the Joanne's name. Okay, this is turning into a learning experience.
In the participants, there are 9
Oh.
participants. You see join and
Oh, in
there's some more.
participants. Okay, all right. Well, that's thank you. I see.
Okay.
Does everybody, was I the only one not knowing this? Okay, good. All right. So, I mean, it's a first speech. Let's give 1 minute.
Okay, let's do another 1 minute. Hang on a second. Okay, got a 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute is up.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Benson, and thank you, everyone. So we are now moving to our second speaker, Jeff. Jeff, are you ready? Yes? Okay, over to you.
Sure. And Toastmaster, fair Toastmaster. And I believe we got a guess. Afternoon, evening, whatever your time zone. I'm gonna share with what it happened this morning. Sharing the experiences. Sharing the experiences is how human beings love to talk about. However, it's interesting. It's always start from sharing, suggestion, recommendation, demanding, arguing, and fighting. Here's what happened this morning. One of my coworker, lovely coworker, fun coworker, sharing the investment experiences. He was pretty lucky, by the way. 3 weeks ago, he got one stock. And so far, he met 50K, 50K, 50,000. 3 weeks ago, today, 50K. And I was sharing another experiences. The gold, shiny gold. Based on whatever the second half, the gold price is gonna go up this much. He said, what's that for? I only got 2 ounces, 3 ounces. What is that for? I say, but everybody, including you and me, all the people, the investment, it's very personal. You like diversify. Someone just want to bet for one stock. Someone never invests beside the bank account. Someone love to get annuity like me, CD like me. Someone has no idea about investment. And then all of a sudden, he forgot he lost $50,000 months ago. And one thing I want to share, what I learned from my life, from Toastmaster, is you want to keep yourself, your mind, your brain, your emotion, really steady. When you win in the game, you don't add arrogance. When you lose the game, you don't feel frustrated. Everything is kind of guilty, everything against you. And I reminded him, again, you just say, Jeff, you share that experience and you're going to turn into the argument. Exactly. I say, you forgot several months ago, you were so hateful to the stock, to everything. And why all of a sudden you win in the stock 50K and you become a different person? Say, no, I didn't. You mean I'm arrogant? No, I didn't. I say, but why are you talking so loud? It's even louder than this in the office cafe. And I say, hey, Benson, can you lower your voice? Why? What's the big deal of the voice? I say, come on, just calm down. Let's take a walk. Okay, let's take a walk. I'm the youngest in my family. My sister loved to give me all kind of freaking instruction, very funny instruction. If I repeat the story, allow me. A couple of years ago, she complained to me about her teeth. And all of a sudden I realized, because every single time we have a conversation about the health, about everything, oh, you gotta take care of your teeth. You gotta take care of this, take care of that. All of a sudden I find out half of her mouth was gone, no teeth, cavities, gum disease, whatever. And I realized one philosophical point is, if you don't do it, right? If you don't do it, you don't gain the experiences, especially the successful experience. You don't share your experience. You don't even make suggestions because you are nothing. Just like I find one thing, every time people talk about stock, so I find out a comeback strategy is, what's your balance of your account? If you don't get $5 million, what a freaking shut up. Don't tell me anything about investment, because if I don't have driver license, I can advise how Joanne to drive, right? It's a really, really common sense. So the story up to here is, think about this every time, that's me too, every single day. If I trying to make any kind of freaking just suggestion, I will ask myself, am I qualified? Am I in the right position? Is Benson gonna listen to me? Is Brian in the mood and capable to accept the fact? No, of course not. Just be quiet and move forward. Man Toastmaster, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Very enthusiastic speech. Benson, would you like to time us for 1 minute? Thank you.
Okay, 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Benson. I would like to say welcome to our guest. I see we have a guest. Welcome, Vignesh. And I hope, yes, can you feel welcome to introduce yourself if you would like to?
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. These are really great speeches and really inspiring. This is my first time getting started with Toastmasters, and I'm looking for clubs to join. And that's how I came across your meetup page. So thanks for having me.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's how I ended up here as well a few months ago. Welcome to you. We are in roughly in the middle of the meeting now. We are going to move to table topics, which are short impromptu speeches, which everyone can participate in. So feel free to volunteer or simply listen. Whatever you prefer, it's just fine. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. So Sanush, you are the table topics master for today. So go ahead.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Master. All right, so the table topics for today will be centered around our word of the day, which is predisposition. As a reminder, thanks to both Maggie and Brian for posting the definition on here. So the definition of predisposition, a tendency to behave in a particular way, inherited or developed over time. An example of the usage, his predisposition towards anxiety made him cautious in unfamiliar settings. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Would anyone like to try the question first? Anyone open to that? Vignesh, you maybe? And it's totally fine if you don't feel comfortable. No pressure.
I'll let someone else go first just to see how it is answered.
Definitely, definitely. Okay. Yeah, if no one's going to volunteer, then I will select someone. Mary, would you like to go?
Certainly.
All right, definitely. So the first one. Do you believe that we are born with certain personality traits, or do we develop them over time?
Thank you for that question. I will think about myself. Was I born with certain traits or have they developed over a lifetime? Yes. The answer is, for me, a bit of both. I was born with certain attributes. I tend to be very persistent. I tend not to give up on something. It could be considered that I bang my head into the wall until it's bleeding because I am trying to accomplish something instead of acknowledging that perhaps I've been defeated or that it is outside my wheelhouse. So my predisposition has been lifetime. The benefit, however, of a lifetime is that I have the opportunity to select and change some of those behaviors. And that has created interesting opportunities in life to observe people and how they approach problems or situations, to try out and at times adopt behaviors of other people. And as a result, the predispositions I was born with have at least been softened around the edges, if not completely changed over time. Thank you for letting me reflect on that topic, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have time for one more. And sorry, I did not previously explain the timing for the table topics. So for some of our new members who may not be familiar, you have about 2 minutes to speak. At the 1 minute mark, you'll see a green light from our timer, Mr. Benson Fan. Then at 1 minute and 30 seconds left, you'll see a yellow background. And then when you're past the 2 minutes mark, you'll see a red background. You want to try not to exceed 2 minutes and 30 seconds for your speech, but around the 2 minute mark is great. So now we have time for one more. Would anyone else like to volunteer? Okay, if not, Maggie, would you like to go?
Sure.
Okay. So the question for you is, there we go. Is it fair to judge someone based on their background or upbringing? Why or why not?
When I was young, I had the predisposition to give my comments automatically for either I saw someone on TV making a comment or other people presenting something at various occasions. Through the time, I learned from other people, coworkers, friends, and some other people on TV that you do not have to offer your comments or your judgments to anyone if it's not necessary. The good thing about it is that, and first of all, you do not interrupt the other person's thoughts or the speech. Second, I didn't understand the whole background of the person, or maybe I am short of the knowledge in that subject. So it's always good to listen to learn first. Now, I have tried to do is to listen first to understand where and what that person comes from and to talk about. Instead to, come up with my own comments or judgments. That really gave me a lot of chance to improve myself and also to make a holistic and harmonious relationship with people around me. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster, for today. No, Table Topic Master. Thank you, Sanuj.
Thank you so much, Maggie. All right, thank you to both Mary and Maggie for your wonderful speeches. I think that's all the time that we have for table topics today. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sanoj. So we are moving to the evaluation portion of this meeting. Brian is our general evaluator for today. Thank you very much, Brian, for accepting this role. And he's going to explain what his role is before performing it. Thank you very much, Brian. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Sip. So let's go with general evaluator. Leads the evaluation team, and the evaluation team comprises of evaluators plus our functionary roles. Because Toastmasters is not just a speaking club, we're always looking for feedback on our speeches, and that's a form of leadership. And so the evaluation portion of the meeting is really important so that our speakers get feedback. They can improve their speeches for the future, and the rest of the attendees in the meeting can also learn and be inspired by this feedback. And giving feedback is a skill in itself that needs to be practiced. So everyone in this activity does grow. I'll be calling up the evaluators first, the functionaries second, and then I'll be giving a general evaluation of the whole meeting as a whole at the end of my section. Now I'll transition over to the evaluations. And as the first evaluator, I'll be starting soon. Benson, our timer, are you ready for this 2 to 3 minute speech? Evaluation speech. For Joanne's speech, her icebreaker speech. Thank you, Joanne, so much for speaking today. The icebreaker speech is such a special speech because it is the first time that we get to see you as a speaker in a prepared speech. And it is also an introduction for us because you are a new member and we get to learn about you. That's the whole criteria of the icebreaker speech, is just something about you, and it has to have a beginning and middle and an end to it, that speech. And I think you did great there. I learned a little bit about your journey to do the Bay Area, a little bit about where you're from, like Chicago, and you're a grad student. Two things that I didn't know. And then telling your story today about how you got your driver's license, because there's a need to drive here in the Bay Area. And I apologize for the whole Bay Area that you even have to go through this whole ordeal. But with that being said, I learned a little bit about your background, and I feel like I got to know you more because of your speech today. So thank you so much. And I think you excelled at the icebreaker speech in that regard. Some points that I think you could improve upon is very simple, is just a little bit more eye contact with the camera. I know it's a little awkward talking to a camera, but that's how we know that you are speaking to us. And so I believe that you are looking around when you're searching for words a little bit, but just a little bit more eye contact with the camera, a couple more seconds here, a couple more seconds there. I think it would greatly impact your speech today because your story was so engaging. Like your forced time the charm on your driving test, but with all the practice and preservation and all the preparation that you went through to get your driver's license is really inspirational. And so having that message at the end of your speech does show that you have the chops to be a Toastmaster. That's a hallmark quality of a quality speech, is to have a message, to have a moral of the story, a takeaway for the rest of the audience to leave this place after listening to your icebreaker speech. I think you did a great job there. I think that's probably the greatest strength of your storytelling, is that you tied it together with a message. And your perseverance is something that I need to ingrain into my own day to day and persevere on. And I think that's a great message and great inspiration. So, Joanne, I think you did a great job. First time showing us you as a speaker today, and for your icebreaker speech was so great. and inspirational. So thank you so much. And I think you're gonna do great here in the club, and I can't wait to see your next speech. And that's our first evaluation. So let's bring up our next evaluator, Mary, to evaluate Jeff's speech.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters guests, and especially Jeff. What progress you've made delivering speeches, particularly extemporaneous long format speeches. It's been wonderful watching this evolution, Jeff. Today, what I heard was a story and then a second story. That is two storytelling arcs with a beginning, a middle, an end, a message. Wow, terrific. First, we heard about an opportunity for one of your colleagues to talk about an investing experience. And you related that life experience to the emotional roller coaster of any life experience at all. Starting out by sharing, people jumping in with suggestions or recommendations or demands, and sometimes them culminating with a fight. It was interesting to see that linkage between a life experience and the emotional roller coaster of reactions. Then you took us on a parallel story where you shared with us life of being a sibling and your reactions to information that comes from your sister. Whether wanted or unwanted, siblings share information, they share opinions, they certainly share demanding advice. At least in my family, the advice always is delivered in a demanding format. And you concluded with a message, a suggestion, actually, asking the question, am I qualified to comment? Am I qualified to give a recommendation? Or should I keep my mouth shut? Or perhaps empathize? That was a wonderful speech with two stories as well as a continuity arc. On the positives, wonderful use of vocal variety. We could see different changes in the volume of your voice as you got more and more enraged and frustrated with the situation or the choices your sister made. We could feel the emotion being transmitted, even though all of us are sitting across a webcam. We could actually feel that experience. I truly enjoy how you are predisposed to sharing your life experiences with us and life lessons. I would suggest to you that you think about a better title, perhaps a more generic title, so that it links to and is associated with your concluding message. That way we'll have a little bit better idea of where you're going. Wonderful job. Thank you for the trip that you took us on into your life today. Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mary, for the excellent evaluation for Jeff's speech. Timer, if you would, could you please, do you have the timings ready to put in chat, or would you like to read them off? Benson's on mute, but I see the reportings in the
Yeah, it's on chat. Sorry. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Timer. And then Maggie, would you mind giving us our Almerian report?
Sure. For our guests, this role has combination of good gestures and the R counter. And I jotted down some good usage of words and the expressions from some of you. For example, Joanne, you have good words like novel experience, devastated, second nature, perseverance. And the good gesture was that when you failed the second time and you gave us a smile in front of the camera. I can remember my time that it was nerve-wracking, and smile, wonderful here. Jeff, you have diversified and you have very good intonation when you are delivering your speech. Brian, you have good words like ordeal, engaging, hallmark, etc. And Mary has quite a few extrapotaneous and take us on the life journey and the attributes, observe, adopt, and reflect. And I did hear some of us who used the word for today. And also, I like some of us to watch out for some unnecessary words like so. There are many so's, such as Sib, Sanuj, and Joanne. And Sanuj and Sib have some ons. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Maggie. So today's meeting went really well. A little rough start in the beginning because we're figuring out roles. I think that our participants and our speeches were all really great today. To keep timing moving along, we had a little bit shorter table topics activity, but we always would want to get the most participation and the most impromptu speeches into our agenda as possible. So that's something that we're going to put on for next time. And I'd like to also congratulate Joanne again one more time for your icebreaker speech. You did so great today.
Thank you.
And you used the word of the day today. I forgot that in my evaluation. That's pretty sweet. Like, I don't even use the word of the day. So that's really great. And I think that's cool. Oh, and we have a guest, and we'd love to hear from you, Vinesh, later about what you think of the meeting, and we'd love to have you back as a guest and keep participating. The more you participate, the more you grow. And with that, I'd like to hand it back over to our Toastmaster, Sib. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. So it is the time when we figure out the rules for next week. So does anyone want to be giving a speech next week? I used so again. Any
Yeah, if nobody,
volunteers?
yeah, I have prepared one actually
You have a
last week. Yeah,
prepared speech. So will you be the first speaker?
it's okay as long, yeah, sure.
Anyone else?
I can do EV1.
You want to give one?
No,
Oh,
The evaluation, right?
yeah, the first evaluator.
sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Joanne.
I said the first evaluator. I could be the first evaluator.
Oh, you can be the first evaluator. Okay. Well, I can volunteer to give an impromptu speech as the second speaker. Who would like to be the second evaluator? Or any other role?
Volunteer Mary.
You volunteer, Mary. Mary, how do you feel about it? Yes?
What if
No?
am I speaking or am I evaluating? Or
Evaluating.
Sure.
Evaluating. Okay. All right. Now the one that no one is going to like. Toastmaster of the day. Who would like to be Toastmaster of the day next week?
I think
Brian,
I think Vincent will be the Toastmaster of the day. He cannot join today, but he offered that he will be that Toastmaster.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you know he offered. You're not volunteering him.
No, not volunteer. Actually, he already volunteered, but not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just private in the private message.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And table topic master and general evaluator. Any volunteers for next week? No? Going once? Going twice? Going
Okay.
thrice? Okay, well, I'll ask
Oh,
later. Okay.
those are great roles and they're really fun, like facilitating table topics and stuff. But I
I'll
cannot
do
fill
double
in those
duty
roles.
and be your table topic master also.
Okay, yeah, that's really fun. I like that one. Okay, Mary. Okay, so we'll have to find a general evaluator and timer and Amerian.
Yeah, we could fill those roles in this week. I think the big ones for preparation, like table topics.
Yeah, the small ones are easier to find volunteers just at the end before the meeting. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So over to you, Mr. President.
That's Daniel. Daniel's not here.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Daniel's not here. That's why things are so
But
strange.
I'd like to,
Yes, Brian.
check in with
Right.
Vignesh about,
Mhm.
what kind of things are you looking forward to in Toastmasters and how we could address those. Maybe help you.
Yeah, sure. I think I might have joined over a dozen of meetings as a guest, and most of them I found that people were mostly there to socialize, but my goals didn't align with most of them. I really want to get better, and I think the two things that I really liked about this club is the seriousness, the roles and responsibilities, even the timing, things like those. The other thing that I really liked is how granular and detailed the feedbacks were, and it really shows that there is some room for uh, improvement here if I can, get involved. So I really want to ask, is there a way to get involved with this club? And the other question I had was, how often do we meet? Thanks for having me.
I guess I'll filter questions. The cadence of our meetings is weekly. I think a weekly basis is good to keep up with your skills, because if you don't come for a week and then you come back and then you feel a little bit rusty. And so it was about sharpening the saw and keeping that saw sharp. And what was the other question?
The other one was, can I get involved? And if so, how can I get involved?
Just visit the club a couple more times. I invite you to come again to really figure out if this is the right club for you. And then after that, we'll extend a membership application to you.
So,
And yeah, there's a membership fee to Toastmasters International, which you have to pay. It's not too bad, but it's a small monetary investment, so that it's your membership that you are trying to make worth, and you participate in the meetings, and you'll get as much out of the program as possible. There's also an educational component to it, so you'll have online access to the portal that has projects that leads you to speech prompts and certain things that you could work on. And you can build up toward an interest of yours, whether it be presentation mastery or motivational strategies or certain type of leadership topics, or even humor. If you want to give funny speeches, whatever interests you may have, there's an educational pathway for that. That comes with your membership after you pay to Toastmasters International. So for next steps, just keep coming to the meetings, participate, and make sure that this club is the right fit for you in terms of community and vibe. And I do think it's a little funny that you think we're serious, because I don't think we're that serious. We don't take ourselves very seriously, but we do want to be as professional as possible for sure.
all right,
And
awesome.
yeah, So yeah, it's great to have you, and I'm so glad you're here. And amongst all the other 12 other clubs that you have visited, yeah, I'd love to have you come back.
Yes,
One extra thing is we have a monthly impromptu speech session every fourth or last month of the Sunday. 90 minutes session.
Yeah, that's a little bit extra time to extra
Right.
practice. It's good fun on the weekends.
And also we have very experienced Toastmasters like Mary and Sonia and many more. And they're all right there to help you when you need it.
yes, and it's a very friendly club. I really like the vibe here. But of course, come back and judge for yourself, see for yourself. But joining is pretty straightforward. It's in terms of process.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope that
I'll
answers your
definitely visit
question.
next week.
Yes, Benson. I actually wasn't going to forget. You usually take the picture. Do you want to?
Yeah, I
Benson?
sent the picture. Are you in the email list? Let me double check. I think yeah, I should put it on the email list every time I send the picture after the meeting.
Okay.
It's
So
in
you
the
want to take it?
yeah, I'm going to take it. Are
You're
you
going to
ready?
take it?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Whoever wants to switch on their cameras are free to
3,
do so. It's not
2, 1. Cheese.
cheese.
It's done. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you, Benson.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and thank you for your patience with my lack of experience still with this role. It's going to take me a while, clearly. And thank you very much, Brian, for filling in and helping out throughout the meeting. Thank you so much.
Great job, Sid.
It's great.
Thank you.
Enjoy the meeting. Yeah.
It's less
See
bad
you.
than before. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, and see you all next week. I hope you all have a wonderful week.
See you next week.
True. See you
Have a
next
good
week.
day.
See you next
Bye-bye.
week. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, everyone.